Here we go. Good morning, everybody. How are we today? It is where are you? Are you everywhere? It is a beautiful sunny day here in Melbourne, but don't be deceived. The chill factor on the wind, straight after Antarctic, I think it's pretty chilly out there. So, but we are close to the bay, so that might be why the wind is just a little bit chilly. Oh my goodness, you're all here first thing this morning. Good morning, everybody. Marie, does that answer your question? Poor Marie's going, there's nothing in my live yet. Are we live yet? Are we live yet? I'm going, I actually wrote back to her. I think it may have sounded rude. I said, it's just 10. I was just pushing the buttons to go. I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't mean to sound grumpy. It was just, it's 10 now. I'm coming. Yeah, so hi Michelle, Jeanette, Yvonne, good morning. Fiona's here today. I always love a Saturday. I love a Saturday because I get a few more of you, though. You working girls are around today. Good morning, Barbara, Lorraine, Marie, hello, Bernadette. I've said Cheryl, good morning from Dubbo. Man, flashback. I've told you that story, haven't I, about the trips to Dubbo. Oh, hope you're okay up there. I really, really do. Denise, you're most welcome. Hello, Kathy. Good to hear from you. Yeah, good morning to everyone from Yvonne. Nice to see you. Christine Davies in the building. Yeah, well, Barbara, you are absolutely most welcome, and I'm really glad you appreciate it. Probably the most impressive thing about this week is the work on my thighs and on my calves. Going up and down the stairs in the warehouse studio and going up and down the ladder putting all of the quilts up, I can feel the difference. So all the girls in the Quilters Life are going, well, you're supposed to be following your healthy quilter tracker and doing your squats anyway. I've been doing my squats, trust me. They've been happening. They've been happening. Yeah. And I got just a little bit complacent this morning. I don't know why. Saturdays and Sundays are the same as every other day at the moment. But yeah, it's a Saturday. It's a lovely day. So I watered some plants at home, came into the warehouse, moved some stuff around, looked at where we got to with orders yesterday. It was a bit of a busy day. You've all been very busy. Steve flew out the door and made the mail in time. Got a couple more downstairs still to do. Actually, a couple of you, Val and a couple of others, I think I've managed to catch some of you who have got bags in the challenge, and your orders will come back with your challenge bags on Monday. But I looked at the clock, I went, I need to move. So I've just got the 2 quilts I'm showing you this morning up in time. But it is a way to see quilts, and I'm spending a lot of time, Barb, actually at the moment, viewing quilt shows in the States, some in France and Italy, Russia. Russia's big. I promised to share you some links, didn't I, for the Russian Facebook pages. I must do that. The Russian girls are big into adding their quilts and their patchwork into their clothing at the moment. You've got to see, I must do that. Straight after the show. Don't let me forget, I will do that. Hello in Newcastle, Miss Tina. Almost feel like, can you just go down to Valentine and check on the rallies for me? Just check on them. Auntie Ruth is bored in lockdown. She's a really good crocheter and knitter. I feel like sending her wool. Just, maybe something I'd like. Hello, Patricia. In Texas. Again, Texas. Can't wait to come back. Just can't wait to get back there. Good morning, Marie and Nan. Hi. Yeah, Marie, there's so many talented people, including yourself, here this week. Hello, Lynn. All right, yes, you're all here. You're all here. Hey, Michelle Grimble. Good morning, Judy. You're up, Jude. You're up this morning. Hey, I'm hoping to I'll be getting hold of Eileen Campbell and Maria Waters this afternoon to do judging of the bag challenge. Nathan's already done his. He's sort of given me 1, 2, 3 and waiting to see, because Eileen gets to choose first. There's a protocol, trust me. And then Maria and then Nathan. So Nate's given me his 1, 2, 3, and so I'll let the other girls choose, and then it's all exciting. I'm not telling you whose they are. Good morning, Mel. Joy. Everyone. Good morning, Pat. Oh, Elizabeth's here too. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, to watch it live for a change, and then you can send me things. It's actually really hard for me when I'm here on my own to answer all your comments, and I do apologise. This week I usually go through and read them all and comment straight after, but I've been doing the photos. A lot happening in the warehouse this week as well. You live... Oh, you do know Auntie Ruth. Oh, there you go. You already know them all, Tina. There you go. There you go. I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. Do I know that? I don't know, but I do now. Yes, okay, so Patricia, this is my joke with my my running joke with my fabric agent team who are based in Los Angeles. When they talk to me and it's a Friday and I've just got off the phone with them, I was doing that as well this morning, I say to them, well, look, have a really good night's sleep tonight because it's Friday night at 7 p.m. where you are, and trust me, Saturday's a gorgeous day because we're already there. That's my silly little joke that we do. All right, hi Gay, Jeanette, oh, you're all here. Okay, let's get going because we could just sit here and chat all day, and there's a few of you watching now, so we should get a bit serious. Do you just love the quilt that is behind me? I do. It is beautiful, and it is by Elisa. And Elisa is one of Rachael Daisy's students / friends, you know, all of that stuff, to the point where when Rachael said, well, if you're going to have my quilts, that's fine, but I've got a really, really beautiful one that one of my students has made. And this arrived in a box. So this is by Elisa Beecham. This was made, it's just finished, I think, because she's actually put September 2021 on it. Is that even possible? She's just finished it? I don't know. But the inspiration, she's given me really good notes, so I'm going to read them for you. The inspiration for this is Rachael Daisy's tea towel quilt was on display at a workshop where I was discovering prairie points and pine burr blocks. When planning my Matilda quilt, I referred to her book Whiz Bang, because we all love a little bit of whiz bang, and you got a close-up of that to start the show, Adventures with Folded Fabric Quilts, for guidance with design and layout. No, she's used 447 prairie points. It even scares me you've counted them. That's a worry, Liza. Good morning, Bob, Clifford, and Peter and Di. I've just seen you've joined the team. The fabrics. So, this is a fantastic quilt. Remember what I told you, that Rachel's actually now designed a quilt pattern for using tea towels. Now you might go, it's just a tea towel, but there's a lot of skill in getting placement right with those big pieces. Just like if you were making one of my quilts with my big panel prints, there is a way to do it, and I'm sure there's a few inspirational ideas and do's and don'ts when you are combining the heavier weight linen with cotton fabrics or recycled fabrics to get these quilts to sit beautiful and flat. I'm just putting that out there. But there is a skill to doing it. You just don't knock them together, because these are actually beautifully constructed quilts. And you've got the heavier weight tea towel linen, and you've got it with thinner cotton fabric, and she's also put in whiz bangs, which have got a lot going on inside them, and the quilt hangs beautifully. So there is a pattern out to do it. Now, the fabrics depicting Australian flora and fauna and Indigenous designs, and they are all from Elisa's stash, originally purchased for quilts made for Aussie expats in England and South Africa. There are prints from Lisa Chandler's designs. There is. I knew there was some on the front, but not on the back. I'm in here, and there's a little bit of me as a butterfly in. Now I've seen it. Sorry, Eliza. A little bit of me in here, and I'm up there as well. I'm feeling the love, but if I show you the back, I'm on the back too. Under the Australian sun to border stripe. No, don't ask. You can't have it back. So many people want that one back, and I have to go, no. Not because I don't want to, I just have too many other plans. So, can't do it. Actually, somewhere here, there is, there's something here I might be able to show you. If I don't show you today, I'll show you Thursday on the live show. How's that? Yeah, so I'm on the border, and in the whiz bangs, and on the backing. Now, the tea towels were gifts from family and friends, and have special significance in our memories. She was born in Leeton. Oh, my grandchildren just love Waltzing Matilda and the Gum Nut Babies. The doily was crocheted by my great-grandmother, who was born in the Victorian goldfields. Oh, wow. Special items too precious to remain in the cupboard any longer. I totally endorse that, Eliza. I was saying the other day, we've just got so much stuff sitting in the cupboard. See this? How beautiful is this? Now, I've got one like this that's got milk and crocheted over it to put over your milk jug, and a couple of others. And they're sitting in the cupboard. I did confess to Rachel the other day, I've got a stash of little doilies that were going to go on what we call our COVID jeans. I don't know about you, but here in Melbourne, last year it just became this thing where we all bought our COVID jeans, which were the ones that were at least one size bigger, because we'd all been sitting at home binge drinking and eating during the initial lockdown. And we all got online on Target and bought our size 14, 16-ish jeans. And they're still in the cupboard, and I just refuse to wear them anymore. I got to get in the better ones. But yeah, I was going to slim them down a little bit when I can and cover them with my doilies, just for a little bit of a arty midlife crisis jean moment. But I think that would be a fleeting moment, and one that I may regret after a few looks out on the street. So they're going to go in a quilt, one of these beautiful quilts. It is just, you know, seriously really, really beautiful, and I love the use of the Waltzing Matilda tea towel in the middle, and there's beautiful Australian flower ones. This one is The Entrance in New South Wales, 1978. They're just gorgeous. Leighton's down the bottom with the wine. That's very fond memories for me, heading off to the wineries in New South Wales with my parents in the caravan. I remember those days. Those were the days when you took your own bickies and cheese in and had a drink, and they would always slip the 8 or 9-year-old a little drink on the side. Those days are gone, aren't they? See all the prairie points too. They're not over the whole quilt. They're down that side, and they're along the bottom. I don't think you could quite see it if I just lift it up for you. They're along the bottom. Beautiful. And so functional, and so lovely, and so eclectic, and it's a memory quilt. Nailed it. Really love it. Okay. The other one that I'm going to show you this morning, of course, is Rachel's. And Rachel actually made the one I'm going to show you for me, because it's got my birthday date on it, and so it must be mine. I'm sure it's mine. I'll go over here and get it ready for you. We have one last look at Eliza's. Actually, we're going to come back to Eliza's because I've got a couple of other things to show you this morning. Let me turn that round. I always move the cameras and the lights at the last moment. How's that? Can you all hear me now? Is that better? Here's the thing. If you try and tell me something isn't working, the best thing to do is not to try and ring me, Robbie. The best thing is to do is text me, and then I can actually know we're out of sound. How far back do I need to go, girls? Oh, no, I'm so sorry, Rach. I'm going to go back and start this quilt again, and we'll take it from there, hey? Because that's when I disconnected that camera. So, can you all hear me now? Are we all good? All right, thanks. Text me. Don't try and ring me because I can't answer the phone. All right, here we go. So, I'll start again. This is Wattle Day 2021. National Wattle Day is celebrated on the 1st of September and is a day of celebrating all things Australian, including me. These are species of wattle that grow. There are species of wattle that grow in every part of Australia. These sunny flowers welcome in the spring and are among the first plants to generate after fire, reminding us of the importance of renewal as it paints our national colours across the land. Like our people, wattle has a great diversity with more than 1,000 acacia species. The poem is a Monty Python rhyme that Mr. Daisy likes to quote when he sees wattle in bloom. He must say it a lot, Rachel. He must say it a lot because it's everywhere up where you live. Here's the wattle. It's the emblem of our land. You can put it in a bottle or hold it in your hand. I very often have it in a bottle, but not too close to me. I had a big bunch of it for Love and Hugs on Wattle Day. It lasted in my studio about 5 seconds into the show, and the smell just got to me and I nearly went into a sneezing fit, so we had to put it outside. When Rachel found a tea towel that was a big burst of wattle, she just had to make a quilt with the poem on it. And I don't actually own this one, Rachel, but I've got a very, very similar one. So I'm not sure if they actually did this, which would be smart as a tourist thing, to use this and then have welcome from the entrance or different places on them. I don't know, but I know I've got one from somewhere down this end of town. So, yeah. Okay. Just had to make it. Normally Rachel pieces the tea towels in the quilt. However, in this quilt, the centre tea towel has been applied on after the background was pieced. Partly because the tea towel was made of very loose weave linen and had a lot of give in it, and also to try something different. It's always good to try new things each time you make a quilt. So, what I was just saying about the tea towels and Rachel's new pattern, yeah, probably, because this has had to go on after. So again, that pattern's going to have lots of tips in it for you if you want to have a go at doing this. And that just makes perfect sense to have beautiful, stabilised fabrics underneath. And then anything that's really, really light with an open weave afterwards, just like the doilies that she's put on. So that makes perfect sense. Smart girl, smart girl. At first she embroidered the words of the poem, but they were lost in the boldness of the quilt. So then she used fusible applique with sketch stitching, and the letters are free hand cut with scissors. And, okay. There's lots of thrifty finds that have been in my collection for years just waiting to be used in this quilt. The doilies were embroidered with wattle sprigs, and the pot holders have been collected over the years. Oh, Lisa, you probably won't remember this, but you gave me the gold doily in the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah! I'm on this quilt. Oh, that's so cool. So which one? Hang on. I do remember giving you one. I can't remember which one it was. So I'm on here somewhere. Where am I? I'm down the bottom. The right-hand bottom. Oh, my goodness. Well, there you go. See, she's got a stash from everyone. The sprigs of wattle are needlepoint tapestry that have been pieced into the quilt with a bottle applique onto the quilt afterwards. The yo-yos made the perfect wattle flowers. Yes, they do. And she also traced around her own hand for the hand shape. It really is organic, and it's got a gorgeous vintage feel, and it is reminiscent of times gone by and beautiful, big, bold colours and very, very Aussie. Very, very, very Aussie. So it is a beautiful, fun quilt, and I'm glad you like it. I really do. I'm glad you can hear me. And you're all talking about me. So what I did, Rob told me that the sound switches to each camera depending on which one I'm using. No, it doesn't. I had the sound was through the one that I unplugged from the close-up next to Eliza's quilt. So I just literally cut you off, and that is the beauty of live Facebook. So speaking of which, I'm going to pop you back onto Eliza's quilt. Now, just while I've got you, I'll mention it again tomorrow, but next week, so we should be back to normal weeks next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I've got the opportunity to add some new groovy, for want of a better word, set walls or fittings into my home studio where we usually do our weekly shows, and they're going to give me, so much fun setting up displays for you. It's slat wall, I've talked to you about that, haven't I, with the little thin strips. So that's going in at home. I think we're going to be pushing it for Tuesday. So next week, if you give me a couple of days off, if I may please, after this marathon week, and then I'm going to come back to you with a very big show on Thursday at 2 p.m. There is lots and lots to tell you about, this week. A lot of it is to do with big changes for the rest of this year, and what we want to do moving forward for the rest of this year and next year, because we're all hoping, aren't we, that next year we can get out and about, and I really, really hope we do, and there's just so much stuff that we're going to do next year. So I sort of want to give you a little bit of an insight so that you can get ready for that as well, whether it be where we, the royal we, me, plan on going next year, where I'm going to visit quilters, where Margaret Upson and I are going to head, what we're going to do with the Craft and Cook show on YouTube, lots of things to talk about, and heaps and heaps of gorgeous new fabric. So please give me till Thursday next week, 2 p.m, and then we'll be back bigger. Well, the room doesn't get bigger, but the set gets bigger next week. Okay. What do I need to tell you next? Just checking you're all okay. You're all okay? You're all okay. Okay. Now, what do I want to tell you? Oh, yes, two cool things. While we're talking about upcycling, in this basket, I have a lot of love from Felicity Bonner. Now, Flick sent this over for me to use if we had been open for our exhibition. I was going to get in a heap of pot plants and use all of this on the pot plants. Yes, on the pot plants. But because we haven't been able to do that, and we've kept it very, very clean cut this week, I'm saving this until I get back in the studio, and also until we do some new Craft and Cook shows for my YouTube channel, which is only a couple of weeks away. We're nearly all set up to do that. So I'm saving it. But Felicity has made me fabric moche. Fabric moche. So when you get down to those last little skerricks, to your selvages, to that sashing that you cut at 1 1/4 instead of 1 1/2, or, you know, all of those little bits and bobs that you go, no, I'm just not going to save it for English paper piecing, I'm never going to use it. This is what Felicity does. I bet Olga Waters would like that basket. So two options here. Turn it in, do some confetti applique if you wish, or turn it into moche. So Felicity sent me this huge basket. I now can't wait to get into Bunnings and get myself some new plants and use this around the top of the pots, particularly undercover, because I want it to keep looking nice, I suppose, undercover, and put that around there for a little bit of fun and sunshine. And look, some of it she's colour coded. So I've got a blue pot. You know, half of it's going to fall on the floor. I'll have to pick it up. And I've got my blue moche to put round the top to keep my plants from drying out. And when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. absolutely perfect sense to use this. And even more so if you've got really, really sensitive plants that need a lot of water. I think if we've got our pots and you've got that scrap of wool batting, you're going to cut a hole for the stem of the plant in the middle of a circle. So you know, circle the size of the pot, hole in the middle, cut it out like a Christmas tree skirt. Pop that around, then pop this on top because the wool's going to hold the moisture really well, and it's going to stop our plants drying out for summer. Thank you, Felicity. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Oh, and the other thing, sorry, just a little bit of a plug while I remembered. I was looking at these beautiful quilts again this morning, and I remembered that we got in fresh stock of this fun stuff. So if you do decide to make yourself up one of Rachel's quilts, and you don't have a massive stash of upcycled stuff to go on the back, we've got 2 of these prints back in stock, and they're only, well, I shouldn't say only, they're 18 a metre, so they're pretty economical. So we've got these that have got all the Australian motifs on them. So they might work really well with a tea towel quilt, and they've got little icons from all over Australia all over them. There's 2 colours. There's this one that's got more of a white background with the blue. Make good bloke quilts too, wouldn't they? And then there's that one that's more cream with the green. Now, I found the best way to find those 2 quickly on the website is to pop the word journey into the search window at the back, because they are actually called Journey to Australia. And just a reminder, Steve kind of wants the show bag era to end. He's sort of, Mum, when are the show bags finishing? And I said, they are finishing straight after tomorrow morning's show. So we're going to do one more show tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, announce the winner of our bags. Again, we thought we might do one tomorrow afternoon, but we are going to wrap it up tomorrow morning with the 10 o'clock show and announce the winners of the bag challenge. And then we can scribble and pack up all of the studio here, and I can get all my camera gear packed up and home with the new set ready for Thursday next week. So the show bags will finish tomorrow, straight after the show. So if you wanted one of those, grab one. And again, Steve's put a little bar across the top of the website, so it's easy to find those as well. You just click on them. Yes, it is an awesome idea, Joan. I just think that is using up everything. Absolutely everything. All right, this is it. This is the last bag. Now, I'm kind of breaking things up here. I've got one more Rachel Daisy quilt to show you this afternoon. And with that, I'm bringing back a gorgeous jacket by Judy Vermeulen, and this is her challenge bag. So you can see why I kind of wanted to save it until this morning, until we had up Eliza's quilt to pop it with. So I'll read you what it says. Machine of Wildlife Go Shopping is what it's called. It is, absolutely. So Judy is just at the moment starting out her own boutique little business called Jacka Designs. When I've got some more info for you, I will let you know, because a couple of my mates are starting their own little businesses at the moment with one-off pieces for sale. Now, we all make our own things, but I tell you what, I would never attempt to make that, and I just think that is just drop dead gorgeous. It is machine embroidered. It is a sweet pea embroidery design if you are a machine embroiderer. They do lots of amazing designs. Created around a hexagonal base with each motto. So each motto has its own side. All right, okay, let's have a look. You're going to pick your bag apart, Judy, up close and personal on camera. So let's look at the oh, look at the base. Look at that. It's got its little protectors on the bottom, and it's like a canvas or upholstery fabric. So it's really sturdy. And that, yeah, that is really good. Okay, so we've got 6 sides and 6 designs. So here's Mr. Koala. Check the emu. I might bring this back for an encore with the jacket later, I think. Look at that. Just, hello. Do you all know the emu books? Do you read the emu books to your grandkids? I love emu. is all on that. There's a little bit. Did you all hear the good news about the bandicoots this week? That they are off the extinct list. Isn't that awesome? So this bandicoot, kookaburra, and one gorgeous big grey. And then back. You've got really, really nice, these are very flush handles. Look at that on there. Very flush handles. And very clever in that all of the colours that she's used in the raffia along the top picks out all these teals and greens in the bag. The top has been, I'm guessing that's the salvage duty that you've used. It sits right at the top and that creates that frill around the top. That's so cool. Very, very cool. Inside is all super red with a zip pocket. Lovely bag. So I'm going to get on to Eileen and Maria and make sure we're all set to get these all judged this afternoon so I can come back with a winner for you tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to go sort out the cameras so it's not a silent movie again this afternoon. And I look forward to seeing you at 2 o'clock. All right, enjoy your day. Make the most of it. All right, I'll see you later on. Bye.